I'm Krista Flasch, Communications Director.
And I'm Vice Mayor Scott Eudey. Thanks for joining us for this edition of City Council Highlights. Here's what happened at the January 15th City Council meeting.
The City Council approved a contract to fill in a hole beneath the Florence Street Bridge over the Creek Turnpike. Engineers discovered that some of the ground beneath the bridge had washed away. Contractors will fill in the gap where the ground has washed out, and city engineers will work with the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority to prevent more soil erosion in the future. A new four-way traffic signal will be going in at the intersection of Hillside and 23rd, also known as County Line. Many residents have been asking for a street light at this busy intersection. We expect more development in the area, and a traffic light is necessary to continue moving traffic. In presentations, the Broken Arrow Tigers, who won the 6A1 football state championship in December, presented the council with a replica of the Gold Ball Trophy. This is the first time in the Tigers' 108-year history that they won the state title. Congratulations, Tigers! In municipal authority business, a major sewer line overhaul is getting underway. The authority approved contracts for environmental surveys along the county line trunk sewer. This is a high priority project to replace the main sewer line that broke in April 2016. The environmental surveys are required to comply with federal and state law. General Services Director Lee Zerk gave a presentation updating the authority on the recycling pilot projects. In 2016, we conducted a survey to gauge residents' interest in adding curbside recycling to their trash service. The neighborhoods for the pilot projects have been already chosen and have received their recycling carts. We will collect feedback from customers throughout the program to determine next steps.
We're starting something new this year with our Council Highlights videos. You can now hear the City Manager's comments from the Council meeting. Here's what City Manager Michael Spurgeon had to say at the January 15th City Council meeting.
Good evening, everyone that's here this evening. Just a few things I wanted to share with the Council and the public. First, I'd like to thank the Council for awarding the lowest responsible bid to Mid-State Traffic Control and approving and authorizing the execution of a contract for the traffic signal at Hillside Drive and 23rd Street. We talked about this during the budget process, the fact that as a result of the increased traffic that has occurred over the last few years, there is a need for a traffic signal there to help folks to be able to get in and out of Hillside Drive onto the County Line Road. I appreciate you approving this in the budget. It was something that the administration recommendation, and we also had a lot of residents that contact the members of the governing body and the staff about this. So I really appreciate you doing this. We'll move forward as soon as we get the notice to proceed, and normally it takes less than 6 months to complete it. You have to order the arms and so forth, but I will certainly keep council informed on the construction. Last month, we held our annual employee awards recognition and employee Christmas type event. Several of you were able to attend. I wanted to mention the fact that whenever we have this, we use it as an opportunity to recognize those employees that have reached a milestone in their career. We start off recognizing employees when they reach 5 years, 10 years, 15 respectively, all the way up to, in our case, we have some employees that have been with the city for over 45 years. And to me, obviously, 5 years is a long time to give to an organization. 45 years is almost unheard of. And what I'd like to do is just take a couple of minutes, and I want to publicly recognize on behalf of the council and myself, folks that reach 25 years and above. If I may, Mayor, let me start with our 25 years. Timothy Kopic, Pat Harrison, and John Walls all were 25 years. 30 years, we had Jay Hendricks, we had Clifford Montgomery, Doug Owens, who just recently retired to take another position with another fire service organization, Gary Sanders, Paul Treat, Harley Watkins, Jerry Waymeyer, and Lee Zerk, once again for 30 years. For 35 years, we had Brenda Biddle, we had Vionis Braden, we had Brian Chizzo, Leroy Manis, Larry Spring, Alan Stanton, and Norm Stevens completed their 35th year with the city, and I see two of those recipients in the audience this evening. And for 40 years, 40 years, okay, we had Russell Gale, who completed his 40th year, and we posthumously honored Glenn Cole, who unfortunately passed away last summer, but he was here for 40 years. And then we had two individuals that exceeded 45, and that is Robert Cook and John Myers. And so I just wanted to publicly acknowledge them and their directors for their commitment to this organization, in some cases 4 decades. And that's a tremendous honor.
Longer than Scott's been alive.
You know what? I was thinking the same thing.
Leave it to me to say it.
You're getting more like me.
So that just tells you the kind of commitment we have, and I just want to recognize them. A couple more items. The work has begun on the FY 2020 budget. We started with the capital improvements, and I'll be looking at that real soon, exactly what we're looking for capital improvements, and then we'll move to the operating budget for the various funds that we have. Once again, we'll be looking to come to the council in late April, early May to have those discussions with the goal of adopting the proposed budget, second meeting in May, more than likely probably the first meeting in June or so. And also wanted to mention publicly that the Parks and Recreation recruitment is now in full swing. We received approximately 30 applications for the position, and this Thursday I'll be meeting with Jeanette McCormick and Kenny Schwab to actually narrow that pool. It's going to be extremely difficult because there are so many well-qualified candidates for our organization. Phil Hink, who's in the audience this evening, is holding down the fort until we find a new director, but I would anticipate that we will probably start those interviews probably sometime in late February, so I'll keep the council informed on what's going on.
In community events, tickets for the Daddy-Daughter Dance are now on sale. This year's dance is on February 9th at Neen Heights Park Community Center. Tickets are $5 per person and must be purchased in advance. Call 918-259-6550 or visit either community center to purchase your tickets. The Arts After Dark series is on display at the Museum Broken Arrow now through February 2nd. The exhibit features the works of Oklahoma artist Robert Peterson, who specializes in spontaneous, realistic portraits. Call 918-629-6426 for more information. The Senior Center's Bunko Bash is Friday, January 25th. Dinner is at 6 and Bunko is at 7. Tickets are $10 in advance, $12 at the door. Call 918-259-8377 to purchase. And finally, a reminder that city offices are closed for Martin Luther King Jr. Day on January 21st. Trash services will be shifted one day. That's it for this edition of City Council Highlights. The next meeting is February 5th.
Have a great day, everyone.